Hey guys, and welcome to the Utopia of Nerd News. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're going to start off with some gaming news. What do you have for us?
Well, the first thing is they had an announcement for the announcement of the next Xbox.
An announcement for the announcement of the new Xbox?
Yes.
Interesting.
And there's been some new rumors floating about maybe some of the differences.
Okay.
And one of them is they want to tweak the achievement system. There's one piece of good news and one piece of bad news. We'll start with the good. And the good news, at least to me, is that they want to make it so that games and game developers can add achievements after the release of the game.
That's pretty cool.
To make it so like, if there's something that people aren't doing or like a part of the game that nobody is really touching or exploring into, or if they realized, oh, this boss was a lot harder than we thought it would be, or something like that, they can be like achievements. To make people want to go out and do those things.
So, like, if they would have created this when ME3 came out, there could have been an achievement for killing Marauder Shields, the last boss?
Exactly. They could have had Killer of Marauder Shields for an achievement. And I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
The bad news, at least to me, is they want to have cross-game achievements, too. So, say, one analogy I've heard is, say, if you're playing Halo and you've killed... there's an achievement for killing 5,000 people or something crazy, right? And you get 3,000 off of that, but you've kind of moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if Halo was owned by Ubisoft, right? So another Ubisoft would be like Far Cry 3 that has shooting. So they could be like, alright, so you can carry over your killing achievements for your 5,000, so the 3,000 you got, so you only need 2,000 kills in Far Cry 3 to get the 5,000 achievement. I don't like that. I think it's basically a way for them to be like, well, like I can see this easily exploited by some of the bad, greedy companies out there. So you can't even get all the achievements for the game you buy unless you buy a whole nother game.
That's...
Like, I can see that. You can see that probably too.
Yeah.
That's
dumb.
That looks really bad. In other news, Batman Origins, if you remember us bringing that up, we got some new news for it. They said there will be multiplayer. If you're wondering, so you play as like Batman and Robin, or what? Well, no. What it came out with, at least for this mode, they don't know if there's going to be more modes or not yet, but as of right now, the mode is you're going to be playing as a thug in either Joker or Bane's entourage, I guess, and you'll be trying to take out Batman and Robin. And the playable and rumored maybe even customizable characters you can get will be Killer Croc, Deadshot, Firefly, Black Mask. The most popular one's definitely going to be Deathstroke. Yep. And a rumored, quote, some kind of Electro Man. So, at least there's, you know, some multiplayer, and it's not something that seems like it's going to affect the story mode too much. So, that's good. It
seems like something different as well, like being... I would totally be in Bane's entourage.
Yeah. Have you noticed how much more popular Bane's gotten since Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, I've noticed.
And in our last kind of gaming news, we have kind of a pseudo-gaming movie news hybrid, where there's going to be a new video game movie. First thought, ugh. Second thought, might not be bad. Why?
Why?
Because they're doing an animated Ratchet and Clank movie.
I did hear about that.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. So it's going to be animated?
Yeah, and it's going to be made for kids. It's fully animated.
Cool.
I think it's a huge potential money thing for them.
Definitely.
And I like this. You know, it opens the door for a different type of movie games. You know, we've seen kind of with some like quick, you know, straight to DVD kind of ones with like Dragon Age and Mass Effects had one. And they also did announce that there's going to be a straight to DVD animated movie release for Heavenly Sword for people who like that. But this one, I guess, is going to be in theaters. They're going to make it like almost in a Pixar-ish fashion.
That's really cool. Like,
right, and you can see this working a lot better than the live action ones where you're like, gosh, they just look so bad, Resident Evil. So bad.
Just see, you know, Ratchet and Clank CGI'd.
Right, but see, they're cartoon-looking characters anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's really cool.
So, on to our full movie news. The first thing is, we have a ton of Marvel-related news, because this last week has been the international release for Iron Man 3.
Woo!
So, obviously, lots of stuff.
So excited.
And the first little cool tidbit is Iron Man 3 is actually ahead of pace of where Avengers was for the places that it was released at this point in time. So right now, it's on pace to be even higher selling and higher grossing than the Avengers.
Wow.
We'll see if it gets there, because that's a huge thing to live up to.
Yeah.
But keep your eyes open, or ears open, or
yes,
pay attention, or just watch our show, I'll tell you.
Yes.
So, the first little actual bit of news in this, and is probably my favorite one. Joss Whedon, I don't know if he was drinking a little bit or what, but somebody interviewed him when they were on the red carpet for the Los Angeles premiere for Iron Man 3. He was obviously there, and they asked him different questions, but he said he wrote in for Avengers 2 two of his favorite comic book characters that weren't in any of the previous stuff so far, and he said that they would be siblings. Now, if a lot of people kind of immediately jump to the power duo, right? For Marvel siblings, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
But they're also X-Men, which are owned by a different company.
Yes.
But apparently there's a gray area. Because they're so heavily related to Magneto, being his offspring.
Right.
If they take out Magneto and all the attachments to him, then they can use those characters.
Hey.
So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. It's too bad that, you know, Joss Whedon isn't, you know, doing it for DC, because there's another pair of twins, or siblings.
The Wonder Twins.
Activate. Anyway.
So, in another little tidbit article, nothing too big here, but people started asking Marvel president Kevin Feige about Guardians of the Galaxy and what it'll look like, because we know it's going to be a heavy CGI-driven movie. It's in space.
Right.
A lot of aliens. One half human, basically. I mean, with Star-Lord. But he did say, he kind of poked a little jab at DC.
Oh.
He said, it'll look better than Green Lantern.
Ouch.
Yeah, so,
Burn.
game on. Well, it's been on, but continue. In a little bit different related Marvel news, in one of the other universes for Marvel, Bryan Singer, director of X-Men Days of Future Past, has announced another 2 characters for X-Men Days of Future Past, and they are Bishop and Warpath.
Interesting.
Bishop is like a kind of time-traveling, think like Nick Fury, but cool.
Okay.
And Warpath is like a super strong Native American dude. I'm pretty sure, considering they have a bigger cast than Avengers 2, that there's just going to be a lot of kind of little quick cameos for a lot of characters, because there's way too many to actually get into the movie.
There's so many.
They just keep coming out. It's ridiculous. Going back to the main Marvel universe real quick, just a quick tidbit. It is official that Daredevil is back where he belongs. He's back with the head Marvel group.
Really?
It is official.
Daredevil, welcome back! We missed you.
I still would have preferred the Surfer and Galactus.
Yeah.
But we'll take it.
Hey, it's Daredevil.
He's back to where he belongs. No news about being connected to Avengers or anything at this point. I think personally, I've heard some people mention like, ooh, it would be great to have him part of the Avengers. I think they're too booked right now, basically.
Right, yeah.
They have Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. They're busy, right? I think kind of a different angle would be, because he's not such a super-powered superhero, but he's fairly popular. A lot of people at least know his name.
Mm-hmm.
What if they used him as a reoccurring character on S.H.I.E.L.D.?
That would be cool. That would be very cool.
In fact, they've even mentioned in the past if S.H.I.E.L.D. does well, they want spin-offs.
Yeah.
he could have his own show, which was in the works before with, was it Fox? I think it was Fox. I can't exactly remember if it was Fox or Sony, but I think it was Fox. But they were working on a TV show, kind of switch it around. Granted, they were going for like 1930s originally and being like an old school noir type setting.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if they wanted to do it with S.H.I.E.L.D., it would have to be modern.
Mm-hmm.
But do some kind of TV related thing. He's not a CGI driven character.
Nope.
I think it could be potentially pretty cool for the TV end, not the movie, and like a lot of people are trying to speculate.
Yeah.
But I think he's too big to just sit on.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, you know, it's a name that people know.
Right, because he had the movie with Ben Affleck.
Yes, and
it did really well.
It did do very, very well.
So, if you're tired of hearing about us talk about Marvel, and you're like, hey, we need some DC up in here, I've got a quick little thing. Zack Snyder, the director of Man of Steel,
yes,
has officially confirmed and said that if the movie does well, which it will, he'll be offered Justice League.
Cool.
They can actually have a good director.
They could, and it could be a good movie.
He's not Joss Whedon, but he's still good.
But you'll take him.
Yeah, right.
I'll take him.
So, in our last little bit of news, we have something that's not really comic book related. And if you remember back on our first episode, I mentioned the Hercules movies that were in the works for later on.
Yes.
Well, the one with Kellen Lutz playing Hercules just got a huge, for me, actor signed on to be the co-star, his best friend. They got an actor by the name of Liam McIntyre. Does that name sound familiar? It won't.
Kind of, but probably not.
Spartacus.
Oh, Spartacus.
But here's the best part. Spartacus, Liam McIntyre.
Yes.
His character in this will be an ex-military guy who's Greek, who gets captured into slavery, and I guess there's going to be some kind of trying to get out of slavery. He's playing a very similar role. But he's a really, really good actor, and he can easily pull off the action scenes. He's got the experience. He'll probably be showing Kellen Lutz how to do it, since his action scenes consisted of CGI running at stuff and throwing them against a tree or something.
Yeah.
Right, he can actually show him what the sword fighting is, because he has experience with all those kinds of things. And he can help prop him up, maybe, with the acting. Well, you know, directing and stuff obviously helps with that, but he's a really good actor who knows how to do this kind of a role. And I think this is a great pickup. I'm glad to see him get work post-Spartacus, because I hate seeing good actors sit when bad actors get work. So this is very exciting for me.
Yay!
Now, in one little but big piece of, for me, TV news, Guillermo del Toro, Doctor Who and Sherlock writer Stephen Thompson are teaming up with HBO.
Yes.
To make a TV show based off a manga called Monster.
Okay.
And
the suspense. The suspense.
If it's very early into stuff, but I'm extremely excited for this. Okay, this is great directing. Guillermo del Toro said not only will he be kind of producing it and stuff, but he'll direct the pilot episode. Stephen Thompson's gonna write the show, and especially the pilot. And it's based off the anime called Monster that is about a doctor who, I guess, I don't know much about it, but he like saves a 12-year-old. By the way, this is the first manga HBO's ever worked with too. A 12-year-old who's sick, and somehow it causes Pandora's box to open up throughout the world.
Ooh.
And that's all that I really know on it. But it sounds like something that they could really play with. Because obviously they're not going to follow the manga books identically. They're going to kind of create their own. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with opening a Pandora's box in the world. Can you think of better names to put on it? I mean, those names alone are extraordinarily exciting. That's one of the best writers, one of the best directors for movies, not even TV shows, working with the best company for TV shows.
Doctor Who.
Hellboy.
Oh, yes, Hellboy. I love
Sherlock. And then everything HBO related.
That sounds exciting. I'm excited for that.
It's extremely exciting. But now it's time for me to pass the torch to my partner Sarah for anime news.
Anime news! Okay. So, in anime news, there wasn't a whole ton of stuff going on. Obviously, we had some releases that are coming up for a couple animes for DVD and Blu-ray. One of those you will know. You might know them all. Who knows? But one of them you've kind of seen. Fairy Tail is having their DVD Blu-ray release. It's their collection one, which is episodes 1 through 24. So that's pretty good. I mean, for a collection release.
Right. That's basically a full show for a lot of animes right there,
yeah.
or more.
Yeah. All of these that I'm gonna talk about, they come out April 30th. So in a couple days from now. But if you don't know what Fairy Tail is about, it is about powerful wizards, which they join magical guilds to make their living by becoming hired for work.
Like mercenaries.
Yeah, kind of.
Mercenary mages.
And they harness the forces of dragon fire and ice and the zodiac. It's really interesting anime. I haven't seen all of it, obviously. It's one of those that's ongoing right now. But from what I have seen, the art was pretty good. The music, I love the music. It makes me feel like I'm just gonna go rescue someone. And I'm excited. I may be purchasing this. But
expect a potential review then.
Potential reviews on episodes 1 through 24. But the next anime that's coming out on Blu-ray DVD is called Eden of the East.
Ooh, I've heard of that one.
And it is the complete series.
Good. Ooh.
So it's episodes 1 through 11. And it had an interesting storyline. This guy, his name is Akira Takizawa. He wakes up naked outside of
Happens to me
the
a
White
lot.
House. The White
Happens
House?
to me all the time. Sup, Barack?
With no memories, and he's got a gun in one hand and a cell phone in the other, and the cell phone, he doesn't know it, but if he uses it, he can get access to billions of yen and a woman who will do things.
What kind of things?
Not quite sure.
I think I have an idea.
Yes. We'll leave that to your imagination. But he doesn't recall anything, and there's a connection between him and an attack that's terrorizing Japan and the Japanese people, and he doesn't remember he's supposed to save Japan or else he'll get murdered, and he's tangled up in this huge mess. So that's what this anime is about. It's interesting. It's not your everyday going to high school or middle school Japanese.
Right. I've
anime.
heard people mention it before, and I've heard people say that it's actually a really good drama.
Sounds like it.
It's something that I've always been kind of interested to try, and it sounds unique, which is a big thing. Anime tends to not be unique.
Sometimes. It's generic sometimes, but
to have it not about, like you said, high schoolers
or middle schoolers or
right, and it's not focused around girls with large breasts. It sounds like he's an adult, which is another really rare thing in anime. It's really, unfortunately, too rare, I think, because adult characters, for me as an old person, are better most of the time, because I feel like I can connect a bit better. Sometimes it's like, oh, they're 15, 16, and then they start talking about things that don't feel 15, 16, or then you just get like, okay, stop acting like a teenager.
Yeah, or they're little middle schoolers falling in love and dealing with the
and you're just like, you guys are going to be broken up before high school.
Yeah.
Like, this whole show's a farce. We know how this works.
We always know. But, yeah, it sounds interesting. And the other anime that's going to have a DVD Blu-ray release is called Slayers.
I've heard of that, too.
It's an older anime. It was like 1995. But they're having seasons 4 and 5 come out on Blu-ray and DVD. It'll be episodes 1 through 26. And it is about Lena Inverse. She's on the run from a government inspector who's ready to put her away for good. But why? What was her crime, you ask? Well, it was just her being herself. Just being Lena.
Well,
And,
that can be an open thing. Serial killers are just being themselves.
But to make it all worse, a little furry fiend named Pakoda is creating a path of destruction that is being pinned on her.
Question.
Yes.
Is this show a furry show?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
There might be
Speaking
a couple.
of other anime things.
But explosive magic between them happens, and there's sure to be lots of stuff going boom when they face off. But yes, those are the animes that are coming out on Blu-ray DVD April 30th, a couple days from now. And they will be in English and Japanese, and they'll also have English subtitles, which is nice.
Yep.
Which is nice.
For people who like whatever way, I guess. You know, some people prefer Japanese with English subtitles, some for English voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of things that go boom, though, we didn't mention the movie trailer for Thor 2.
I know, I was like, can I talk about it? I'm like, drinking out of the cup.
Thor 2. So what were your thoughts on the trailer?
Oh my gosh. I love Thor. You guys know this. He's my guy. But I'm excited. Like, I'm so excited. They're going to space. Well, they're going up to Thor's place.
A lot more, right. They kind of just barely skirted on it in the first one.
Yeah.
And I thought those were some of the better parts of the movie.
The Rainbow Road. Who doesn't love that Rainbow Road?
Like, I'm somebody who likes learning about other kind of mythical cultures, and I'm curious at how they're going to do everything, because I haven't read comic books, really.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I really want to say is the first Thor movie, I think you would agree, is a good movie. It's a fun, good movie.
I love it.
But this one looks like it could potentially be a great kind of movie.
Yeah, and they go into the romance with, well, it appears to be that they're going into the romance with Sif. And I'm excited.
And
I'm so excited.
And this movie has, or at least this series, the Thor series, they have great actors.
Oh,
Chris Hemsworth is really good. Natalie Portman, Stellan Skarsgård, and of course Tom Hiddleston being kind of the main four.
yeah.
But Christopher Eccleston looks awesome. Malekith looks like he's straight up gonna slaughter everybody. Like, in the trailer, if you haven't seen it, it'll be down below. And I suggest watching it like 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch it 5 times.
Like, the part where it looks like Thor is gonna be going up with Loki, and he's like, dude, we gotta team up.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers together. And Loki's like, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh boy, here we go.
I'm so excited.
It looks like it could be a really, really good movie. Not just like the kind of the first Thor and the Captain America. Like, they were good, but they had that kind of superhero-y vibe, you know? This one looks like it's got the, superhero vibe, you know? Where he's going up against some tough stuff.
Tons of action.
And people are dying. And again, I'm just going to reiterate this. Malekith looks sick.
Christopher Eccleston. Yes. And if you guys don't know what he's from, which you should, or watch this series, Doctor Who.
This is the second Doctor Who reference on the show, and we have no Doctor Who news.
I know! I love Doctor Who. That's my other love. Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant. But yes, I'm very excited for this movie. It's going to be a long wait for it, because it comes out at the end of the year-ish. And,
along with The Hobbit.
Along with The Hobbit, which is another one I'm excited for. But anyway, yes, we're excited for this. And, yeah. Going back to our anime news. So, Sailor Moon fans, you may be a little disappointed.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
I've actually never watched Sailor Moon.
It's a very girly show.
Yeah, I know that.
I would say, it's safe to watch for little kids, like little girls, It teaches some life lessons. But there was a confirmed in response to a question on the editor of the manga's Twitter, and his name is Osabu. But it was confirmed that the new Sailor Moon anime is on delay, and there are no further details to what's going on. But as of yet, but it probably won't be out in 2014 either. Which, you know, it's kind of sad. That's an older anime, and it does teach some life lessons. I used to watch it as a kid, so...
But still, even if it's been out, it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. If, like, oh, they didn't re-release Dragon Ball Z, there's still, like, 10 formats for it.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z is, like, huge, though. Like, it's just, there's tons of them. Tons, and they never stop.
It's out there. Like, if you really want to find Sailor Moon, it's out there.
Yeah.
You can find it. It's not like an unknown anime. It's kind of like, if you're making a pantheon of the animes that made anime big, it's up there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's in there. Like, everyone knows who it is if you know anime.
Right, but it would just be cool to see it, you know, modern day.
Oh, no, I don't disagree with that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not the saddest news in the world.
No.
Again, I haven't seen it, so maybe I'm a little bit... But... it's out there. You know, there's a lot of animes that don't give a chance that could have been better and things like that. So I don't mind if budget goes somewhere else or anything like that.
Well, that budget should go into remaking Tenchi Muyo. That's another one I love. But they need to remake. Well, just, you know, remake it so it looks, you know,
like a full remake. I'm a big fan of not just sprucing up a tiny bit to get it ready for like a Blu-ray platform or whatever, but literally go through and, like, if they actually, like, took some of those old animes and, like, completely like, all new artwork, all new animations, then they would be just... Can you imagine, like, the old Dragon Balls or the new Dragon Balls? Like,
so
with,
cool.
with brand new stuff? Like, that would be so cool.
So cool. I would love it. But, yeah, that's about all I have for my anime news. So, yeah, it's a little sad. I mean, it's not like they were just like, no, we're not going to do it. It's just delayed. And it probably won't be out next year. But, you know, it could happen in a couple of years from now.
As a hardcore Suikoden fan, I wish I could have that kind of news.
Oh, Suikoden.
Anyway.
Don't even get me started. So yeah, moving on from anime news to book news, we have some very exciting book news that's going on.
Tell me more.
I will tell you more, sir. Yay! I'm not sure if you know this book series. Well, there's only 2 out right now, but it's called The Manhattan Projects.
Nope.
Okay, so it's volume 2 that is coming out in April. Well, obviously, it's coming out the 30th. A couple days from now. But it is about the battle for global supremacy is underway, and the bad men of Manhattan Projects will only accept one outcome, which is world domination. Sounds interesting. For you Manhattan Project people out there. I had never heard of it, but it seemed like an interesting book. Like I said, volume 2. But this, actually, this next one is called Deep Space Star Carrier, and it is book 4 that's coming out April 30th as well. And it is an action-packed tale of humankind's struggle to bring down an evil empire that spawns the universe.
So it's a sci-fi book series?
Mm-hmm. This last piece of book news, Adam, I know you're going to be excited for.
Ooh, what is it? I don't know.
I know you're going to be excited for. It is Dragon Age. There's a Dragon Age book.
Another one?
Uh-huh. It's called The World of Thetis.
Thetis?
Thetis? Yeah, Thetis.
Sorry, I'm a hardcore Dragon Age fan. I know my stuff.
I've played it. It's been a while. Yeah.
Play it like 5 more times. It's worth it.
But yes, Dragon Age, The World of Thetis, Volume 1 is going to be out April 30th.
That's soon.
That's soon. That's like a couple days. Like, all my news is April 30th, if you haven't noticed.
That's really soon.
That's really
What's
soon.
it about?
So this book, it is a dramatic, accessible, beautiful tome that illuminates the darkest corners of the deep roads to the most illusory reaches of the fade. It's taking readers on a journey through the most fully realized fantasy universes of our time.
And you said you were going to buy this for me?
Maybe.
Cross your fingers, fans.
Cross your fingers.
If so, I will make a whole video doing this with the book.
Oh my gosh!
And then we'll go page by page and spend at least an episode, 5 to 20 minutes per page.
Holy cow.
It'll be amazing.
It'll be so long. But yeah, I thought you'd find that very exciting because it's Dragon Age, and, we both love Dragon Age.
I can't express to you my feelings towards Dragon Age. If it was a person, I would make deep and passionate love to it. Repeatedly.
Awkward. Anyway. But yeah, that's about it for my book news. Some interesting sci-fi-ish science and fantasy book news that's going on, and
some fun book series out there.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of future book news.
This upcoming week, we really don't have a lot, but expect a lot more in the upcoming.
Oh yes, tons.
We have tons of stuff coming up. Right now, it's harder for us to get some of it done. She's working on a lot of school stuff, so she can't do any book reviews. My TV shows are on a different cycle right now. We kind of went through all those, and they're going to be coming in bursts from time to time.
Yes.
Movies, Iron Man 3 comes out this weekend, so it'll be up for next week, the week after. As well as expect a week of Great Gatsby.
Yes, a week of Great Gatsby with the book review, the older movie review with Robert Redford. Yes, Robert Redford fans. Anyway, and then of course the new movie that's coming out with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire.
So, not a lot for this week.
No.
It's kind of a down week, we go as it comes, and there's not a lot coming right now. But the week after,
tons of stuff.
Yep, we'll make up for it. It'll be a busy week, but this is a lazy week.
It is. It's our bye week. Think of it that way.
So, thanks for watching. That's our show.
Yes, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe.
Up there.
Over here. And do not forget that mystery button. That mystery button's going to be amazing. And, yeah, we also have our individual channels that you can check out.
We'll see you guys next time.